This episode of The Totally Rad Show is brought to you by Netflix. Today on TRS, we check out the highly acclaimed British drama, Downton Abbey.
So today we are in TV and we are talking about a British program from the, I think it's part of the Masterpiece Theatre, right? The old PBS Masterpiece Theatre thing that's been going on for 40 years.
Not this
Downton Abbey. Downton Abbey is a sort of modern version of Upstairs, Downstairs, but still set in the past. This is an updated version of that series. All takes place in this abbey called Downton. And you get to see the perspectives from the people who are, the lord of the manor down to the servants and all of the political machinations that go along with that era in time, which I believe was like 1812, right? Is when it started, because it starts with 1912.
I think it's 1914 it starts.
Because Titanic.
1912, and then it kind of goes pretty
World War
quick.
I.
It goes fast pretty quick.
Yeah.
And they talk about the South African War and all that stuff. Julian Fellows wrote and produced it, or it says wrote and created by, who wrote Gosford Park. So this is sort of
similar.
Gosford Park, the series, as it were.
And I don't know if you guys remember, but the Golden Globes, the Emmys this past year, this won every single Emmy, and we stupid Americans are like, what is this frickin' show?
Were you watching it before I brought it up, or?
No, but my Twitter, because it just aired on PBS.
Yeah.
Everyone in my Twitter stream, and Jeff was like, oh my,
Yeah.
everyone's talking about the
Daniel,
show
what did you
suddenly
talk?
because
You were sick.
America PBS.
You were sick. Gave you the opportunity to watch all of them in one day.
So were you already watching it?
No.
Because this is a weird.
I hadn't already watched it, but
okay.
I was like, well, if we're doing it. Everyone's raving.
Yeah.
And Jeff started raving. I watched the whole season in a night.
Well, it's not
and then
that many episodes.
It's not. It's
Seven
7
episodes.
But
they're also an hour and 24 minutes.
No, just the
each.
40
first
minutes.
one.
40 minutes.
They're all 40, 42,
40 minutes.
48 minutes. But the pilot's longer.
Got it, yeah.
I'm halfway through season 2.
Nice.
So
Suck it.
clearly I love this show. It's not even clearly I love this show. This is one of my top 5 favorite shows of all time. Hands down, no question. I don't even have a complaint. There is literally not
That said.
That is why. No, I don't have a but. Well, there's it's just an Old Republic. But no, I mean, from script to screen, it is all. My only complaint could be the cinematography.
We'll get one out of you.
Cinematography is really good. The cinematography is excellent.
That's your complaint?
It's not gorgeous. I mean, that's all.
I think it's gorgeous.
I
want you to go to there.
I know. I agree. It is awesome. It is material that could be very difficult to engage in because it's about such a different culture than ours, and they speak in a different language. But
it's English, but.
Yeah, but they speak in a different
he always says that.
vernacular. But the performances are so great, the writing is so strong that you just fall in love with the people, and it's like every
Downton
great
Abbey.
TV show. I love every character. There's two in the first scene. There's 2 strong villains. Aside from them, I love every person. There isn't a person that they cut to that aren't in love with. They're not good people. But what's interesting is that we've seen this kind of story, but before we've had, from Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility to Titanic, we have the uppity type
Posh
parents with children that rebel. This turns it on its head.
I love it.
The parents are wonderful, a wonderful parental unit, and the kids have their mishigas that they're dealing with, but it's able to, nothing is it doesn't spend too much time in the negative gook. It's such a warm, positive show, and it's interesting that you can mine other complications in that setting that aren't those same ones we've seen time and time again.
Yeah, there's some tropes that they just are like, nah, screw it.
Exactly.
And every other one, Lord Grantham would be a philanderer, and,
Right.
and he would be cheating and with all
Or
the
head of
mean
the
to the
household.
servants,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, that's the other thing was
exactly.
seeing the sort of honor among the servants
Yes,
and what they do,
yes.
and that's where I really, so Jeff, obviously, you loved it.
This is everything I love about storytelling. It's about honor and duty and a feeling,
So that was British.
a
I know,
sense.
you did say that a little bit. You're kind of like...
Duty.
You're like Lady Grantham. No, American.
was
Yeah,
messed
American,
up.
but then you brought a little bit.
That's actually the only actress that I. That's her
She's
first,
American.
first
Well, no,
ever
she's-
acting gig.
What?
First ever discovered in a.
No. I
as a
meant
secretary.
the mom,
the mom.
Elizabeth McGovern. I was talking about. You're like, because she's American in the.
Isn't that who I'm talking about?
Elizabeth McGovern is certainly not the first
Anyway,
actress.
we're talking about something that we don't need to be talking about.
Yeah.
I love this show. It's about honor and duty, and it's about having a purpose, having needing to have a purpose in your life to, like from the biggest, most wealthy, most silver spoon people to everyday people. You need to have purpose, and that's what I love about Friday Night Lights. It's what I love about great storytelling. But on top of all that, there is fantastically juicy melodrama. This is a soap opera if a soap opera was written by a poet. I mean, there are such incredibly
It's poetry.
wonderful turns of phrase. There's one scene in an early episode, it might be the first episode, where the wife is talking to one of the servants, asking her about this kind of juicy little thing that's going on, and the husband says, "Don't stir." That's all he had to say, and it like sums up everything, and it's so beautifully executed, and that there's a million moments like that. And it's about a really fascinating part of history. It's about the time when, horseless carriages and motor cars were coming into use and modern life. It's when electricity was being introduced and the telephone was being introduced. And it's about the breakout of World War I. I mean, we talked a little bit when we were reviewing War Horse about how interesting it is to see World War I. You don't really ever see that. Here we see World War I in a so much more fascinating way, the behind the scenes, how it affects the actual people on the ground back home. And season 2 starts off.
Did you see?
Yes, season 2 is like World War I, and while we're like the amount of production value.
Spoiler a little bit, but
It's not a spoiler, I don't think. Anyway, the amount of production value they pour into the show. There's
haven't seen it.
There's an amazing scene, but
yeah, but it's
there's an amazing scene at a carnival where
Spoiler
it's
alert.
basically one of the servant ladies talking to this guy that she's kind of into. And it's just a conversation between them, but behind it, an entire carnival is happening in period dress with like jugglers, and there's so much attention to detail and beautiful characters that I absolutely adore.
Yeah,
I read
it's-
something that it's $2 million an episode, or 1 million quid or something an episode.
Quids,
Well,
that's double then.
I don't even.
So it's fake money because we don't pay in
Do they speak
squids.
another language? They use fake
Yeah,
money?
I don't know. It's some sort of British English. Yeah, I mean, this is great television. This is television done by British people. I mean, that's just it's kind of silly.
It's like
I mean,
every
why
year
do
we have
why
one of
do
these.
we even try to make TV in the United States?
You know what? It tells me, why do we make more than 7 episodes a season? I mean, like,
well, that's the
it's
thing.
perfect.
It is. It's
when
like-
there's
You wanna
no
know
filler
why?
episode.
Do you want to know
Yeah,
why?
they
Because it's
don't-
not government subsidized television.
Yeah, well,
here in the States.
that's the thing.
It's
They make money.
subsidized.
But that aside, and we make good TV. I'm not gonna say
Yeah, we are in the
F
golden
you guys.
age.
We do our golden age of television. We make good TV. But yeah, no, this is. I mean, it's great stuff. It really. I think you really nailed it by saying it takes those sort of tropes of what you would expect this show to be and turns it on its ear. It took me a little while to get into the first episode, just because it's so dense and but it's perfectly dense. It's like perfectly timed fruitcake.
It's not overly. It's not
No,
Pride and
no,
it's not.
It's
like,
not.
yeah.
It's not. But it's enough
it's-
that you're
right.
like it can be put offish.
Off-putting?
Off-putting at the top.
I wonder if I got sucked in the pilot.
I'll tell you
at a very
exactly
specific
when.
point.
Yeah.
Someone gets tripped.
Oh, interesting.
And then what was sort of like what is this became primal.
Yeah.
Then it was like, oh, Doesn't matter who
can't
you
do
are.
that.
Doesn't matter
You
what
can't do
you
that,
understand about what people are talking about yet, because you don't know every character.
Yeah.
That became a primal care for a human being
great is
at
that
that
actor
point.
too, man?
Yeah.
He's-
Oh
he's
yeah, no,
the
they're all
man.
everybody's
He's
a
badass.
man.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's a great show. I mean, it's soup to nuts, being served by very nicely dressed people. It is a great show. Definitely check it out. Downton Abbey, the season.
Wait, let me just say a couple of
Well, yeah, good. No,
I was saying,
that's a wrap.
I want to cap on Jeff. You said the honor and duty thing. Like I first day of film school, someone said to me, the best story you can tell has power, majesty, sex, and honor, or something. And it was like, and this has all of those things. And I heard an interview with Elizabeth McGovern, who plays the American on the show, the American mother of the house. And they
Lady
asked her,
Grantham.
on NPR, they asked her, why do you think Americans are so captivated with this thing that isn't a part of our history, it's so foreign to us? And she said, I think it's quite soothing for people that have so much to worry about now to watch a time where what they worried about was like, is the cup of tea gonna come? Who's delivering that? And when the war is fought, there's a very clear-cut enemy. There's nothing messy about it. It's like what's so fascinating is how people want to fight in that war. You know,
But
Yeah.
some of the most
I also
amazing
disagree.
moments.
I was gonna too, like the thing that I think is fascinating. It's just like watching Avatar or Lord of the Rings or Star Wars. It's to us, it's like, how does that world work? Oh,
Yeah.
that aspect and that aspect.
There's so many bells on the wall.
Yeah, it's like what? Yeah,
I love
it's
it.
fascinating.
First
Some of my
time you saw
favorite
the bell
moments-
thing, I was like, what?
Some of my favorite moments are when the two old ladies. By the way, Maggie Smith
Oh
is
my
in
God.
this,
Yeah, Maggie
and the
Smith
two
is
old
great.
ladies are
for
facing up.
tat,
Oh,
yeah.
it's so wonderful.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then, and they so clearly could set up one as being the villain and one as being the good, and it never goes for the easy choice.
Yeah.
And yet there are these very primal. Like you said, there are true villains and there are true good people, but it's so well written and so great.
Yeah.
Love it.
So Downton Abbey, definitely check it out. Netflix Watch Now if you want to see season 1. Is season 2 on Netflix Watch Now?
It's
Not
about
yet.
it's about to
I
be
think it's coming in
on
February, I
BBC
thought.
America.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that. I know
Yeah.
it is okay.
Oh, it
Season
just
2
happened
on
then.
Blu-ray is coming in February.
Also, since we're talking about BBC
We have British
shows,
friends though. That's how we.
Sherlock season 2. Holy crap!
Yeah.
My Twitch stream is also blowing up with that.
Holy
Yeah.
crap!
So much good BBC
Better
stuff.
than one.
All right, everybody, be sure to stick around. We're going to be answering one of your Twitter questions right after this. But first, Dan Trachtenberg, what if I wanted to watch like movies and television shows, and I didn't want to have any devices with like discs that I had to put in places? I just wanted to figure out like across the
I hate
internet.
that. I hate devices
Yeah,
putting in
with
places
discs.
and
What
late
you're
fees and
saying
due
is-
dates, all
late
that
fees and
crap.
What you're
Dates?
saying is you don't want to be a sucker. Is that what you're saying?
Don't be taking
You know
my
how he
thing.
hates the suckers.
Don't take my thing.
Wait, there's another way than me for avoiding suckers?
I've got a tagline for you guys. It's "Don't be a sucker." No, Netflix is what you guys are talking
Don't
about.
be
Yes,
a
that is.
plagiarist, Dan Trachtenberg.
Yeah.
Netflix streams TV shows and movies directly to your home. In
Correct.
fact, the show that we just talked about, I'm pretty sure we all watched. I did. All of season 1 of Downton Abbey
On the Netflix.
Netflix instantly streamed it to my beautiful television screen via my Apple TV and my Xbox, which I chose accordingly in different nights. Because it plays
You don't
on
want to play favorites.
Netflix. It plays on
One will
those.
get jealous.
And Netflix
and
is on your
that's-
PC, it's on your Xbox 360, it's on your
bad
PS3, your
news.
Wii. You can watch as many
Yeah.
things as you want, as many times as you want. You can cancel
Any device you want.
Any
You just-
device.
you just
no
don't
dates,
care.
No
You
due
just
dates, no
think
late fees.
Throw your media around to anybody that'll take it. You slut!
Free 30-day trial membership. If you want to try it to watch the show we just discussed, go to www.netflix.com/TRS and sign up now.
Very nice. All right,
I'm not
people.
taking it back.
We're going.
Join us tomorrow for a look at the film The Artist.
Today's Twitter question comes from @TraceDugan, who asks, if you and a friend could go 1,000 years into the future, but you can't come back, would you do it?
No.
I'm going to actually add, or the past.
No,
1,000 years.
I know you wanted to add that, but I think that
1,000 years-
changes.
1,000 years is a
totally
long time to go
changes
into the
the
past.
thing.
Totally
changes
ruining
it.
the
All right,
spirit of the
1,000 years in the future.
Yeah.
Can't come back.
No.
Gamble.
No.
You're standing pat.
Yeah.
You're not curious about the future, Dan?
Maybe that's what the afterlife is.
The future?
Maybe I'll be around in the future anyway. I'm not
I
going to
might-
leave my loved ones behind.
Well, see, so this is the thing. I might say yes.
You want a friend? You could bring a loved one.
I might say yes because I could bring Heather, right?
Yeah.
So it's like bring the lady with you. It's
with
awesome.
benefits.
Well,
And
as
we,
friend.
you know, we could,
With benefits.
we could say, hey, what's going on? You know, we could tell our family, like, look, we have this opportunity to go 1,000 years into the future.
Yeah.
We love you guys, but you gotta take this opportunity. You know what I mean? And they'd be like, that sucks.
What do
but-
Would you
when
be
you're
worried?
there?
Would you be worried
Monuments.
that you would
And you
find a
would bury
post-apocalyptic wasteland?
That's what I was gonna say.
Definitely.
Aren't the odds of that?
roving bands of mutants feeding on each other's brains?
Wouldn't you say
Yeah,
the
but if
odds
you get
of that
there, you go,
being true?
A little different than I thought. Let's go to hiding hole.
That's gonna hide.
Let's scavenge for food.
What about you? You going or not?
I don't think I could resist the curiosity.
There you go. Thank you
Really?
very much.
I really
Correct
think you were
answer.
going a certain
Correct
way.
answer.
Certain doom.
I think
you
you're
don't think we're
going
gonna be
to
here
death.
1,000 years. You're that much of a pessimist.
I think the odds.
Think back 1,000 years.
I think
I'm
the
like,
odds.
1,000
Dan, you
years.
Yeah.
suck it, Dan.
It's
Yeah,
not
but
like
before like pollution and ruining the world and all that stuff. Before we rode horses and also you would have
Negative
died.
Nancy.
I know. I want fucking
Also, you would've
Astro
died.
horses.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
sending an entry, dude.